Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to say thanks for joining me today just to hear about my new support group that I'd like to get started. I came up with this idea with the help of Dr. Germany, who I'd like to thank personally, but I'd also like to thank Dr. Ramirez and Katie for giving me the opportunity to present this to you all as a new support group for diabetes patients. So I think it's a new creative way to maybe have them buy into getting the help that they need and making sure that they are doing everything that they can in order to help themselves with their new diagnosis. Give me a moment as I share my screen with you today. Okay, as we get started, the name of my support group is Sugar Isn't Always Sweet. Just thought it was a catchy name to draw people in to having the conversation about something that probably isn't very easy for them as they embark upon this journey that is obviously very life-changing for many people. So here we go. Important information. This is just really a quick overview of what the support group will be comprised of. And in a few moments, I'll talk about the sessions that we will have for the participants. So important information that I'd like you to take back to your patients or your colleagues to talk about this new support group that we'd like to offer here is, first of all, this support group will be for newly diagnosed diabetic patients. I thought this was important as everyone is on a different journey. However, I felt that if people can start their journey together, they could actually learn together and support one another at the beginning of their journey. And, throughout the sessions, we will have the opportunity to bring in guest speakers who have been living with diabetes for a longer period of time than the participants. As I said earlier, this group will be about learning together and supporting one another. It'll be an interactive group, so obviously there'll be lots of opportunity for them to share their experiences, talk about their fears. And one of the other things that I would like to focus on is really the emphasis on how this diagnosis of diabetes impacts the whole family, not just the participant in the support group. So as you see here, I have laid out the sessions. There'll be a total of 6 sessions with some follow-up after session number 6 to determine if maybe there's another support group they would like to join, or if there is an extension of even this support group. That could always be a benefit to some individuals, depending on how we go. The first session is entitled Your Life Isn't Over. And this is basically having really the big discussion about how they felt about their diagnosis, what it means, whether they're type 1, type 2. We will have throughout these sessions, there'll be an opportunity, there'll be some guest speakers that'll come in to talk about different areas. And in session 1, we will have an educator come in to talk about, your A1C, what it's like to be a type 1 versus type 2, and also a conversation about genetics, because there's a lots of conversation about type 1 being more of a genetic predisposition, but there is some data out there that shows type 2 is also genetically predisposed. Session 2, we're going to talk about what's really important in making their team. And what I mean by that is making the team not only their primary doctor, but even their endocrinologist. Maybe there's a nutritionist. Maybe there is a support person outside of the medical field that they would like to be on their team. But it's really having the patient put to paper their team so that they know where these important numbers are. They know who they're going to reach out to for whatever they are feeling in that moment, whether it's the need to maybe talk to the endocrinologist about your numbers, or is it someone that you just need to really chat with about you're not feeling your best, what maybe that they can offer you in that moment. Session number 3 is I want to eat everything. This is going to be a focus on obviously nutrition, but uniquely geared towards the group that I'm putting together. We will have a chef come in, and my hope is that people will bring recipes to share with each other, and there'll be a bigger conversation about making these nutritious foods or appropriate foods on a budget. I think it's really vitally important for some of these patients that may not be able to afford some of the appropriate foods or what is considered appropriate foods to know that they can make what they need to make based upon their budget. Session 4, taking care of my body, is really going to be an overview of exercise, self-care, things like that. Just really quickly, if you have any questions at the end, I will provide you with my contact information where you can send me a quick email or you can give me a call to discuss any further questions you might have. This is just really basically an overview. The session number 5 is why me? And this is really by this time, hopefully they have begin to form as a group and they can have some deeper conversations about their feelings of maybe some resentment, some disappointment, and having bigger conversations. And the last session is really regarding support for the patient and their loved ones. And this is a focus on making sure that family members are being also taken care of and being able to have their concerns addressed. So having general conversations with the patients or the group members to discuss how they can be of support to their family so that their family can be a support to them. Because much like the patient, the family has a lot of questions also. So that would be session number 6, to be able to provide some support, some resources for not only the patient, but also their loved one. So those are the general 6 sessions. If you have, as I said earlier, if you have any questions. Okay, well, I do notice that there's a question in the chat regarding how a referral would be made or how you can refer a patient to the support group. We're still working on those dynamics. This is just an overall view about the 6 sessions and what we were going to lay out. Once we formulate everything, we will be reaching back out to let everybody know that it's a go, that we've gotten the approval to provide this support group. And along with that will be a basis of how you can make a referral to this program. So as I mentioned earlier, here's my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me at any time to discuss anything that you may think would, even enhance my support group, as this is just newly developed and we're still working out some kinks if need be. So I'm open to any suggestions, any information. So feel free to send me a quick email or send me a quick text to provide me your feedback. I do appreciate your time and I look forward to hearing from you all. Thanks.